For centuries now, the Western world has been worshipping the demiurge. The demiurge is not an entity in itself, but instead is the coming together of all human love on the planet Earth. This is a fine thing, of course, but it is not the creator of the universe by any stretch of the imagination. Nobody is at fault for this or to blame. These people were not to know. Many of them were moved in tides that were not of their own creation. The coming together of all human love on earth certainly is a spectacular idea, but it is not the origin of the universal. The origins are mysterious, but I think that we have the power to tell what does not constitute the origin of creation. Much like worshipping nature, nature is a fine thing also, but it is not the origin of creation. What should be your religion? Did your particular prophet exist? Did they actually speak to God? Was the universe even created at all? For our present time in history, none of this is urgent. It is still obviously interesting. What is urgent, however, is that people truly understand what a religion is. Atheism does not necessarily constitute anti-religion. It does not necessarily even constitute anti-God, if we define God as all which an individual considers reality. What has scarred atheism over the centuries is that the people who follow the demiurge have mistook it for nihilism. Believing in no reality is a danger to us all, and should be shunned. But atheism does not mean nihilism. It barely even means what it was originally defined as, but never mind. Religion is that which binds. It is what gave modern humans the edge over Neanderthals. It is what gave ancient Egypt its majestic longevity. Religion, culture, civilization and society are all interconnected. They each ride on donkeys and carry a mighty sword of vanilla ice cream. Society is our willingness to embrace the unknown that resides in other people. Culture is the feeding of our bodies and souls with the things we require to survive and thrive. Civilization is the continuing sophistication of our manners of dealing with others. We have none of this in the West right now. Our religion is capital, our society is greed, our culture is ashamed of itself, and our civilization is stuck regally in the mud. What has been going right is our technological advancement, especially medicine and agriculture, which are certainly true blessings. But this advancement currently runs the real risk of strangling itself out of existence with patents. The late Iron Age, aka the Middle Ages, was a tremendous retardation of mercantile adventures and scientific pursuits. They essentially loaded those two things like springs, and we have been feeling the benefits of that ever since. But this growth is unsustainable. We require a manner in which these endeavours become sustainable for at least the near future. We live in extremely unbalanced times, but we do have the grace of our liberty and calmer cultural waters in which to express that liberty. So why rock the boat? Well, how else would you know what sort of damage it could handle in a storm? What I present here is Gnostic human Catholicism. It is a rejection of all major Judeo-Christian religions as worshippers of the demiurge. It is not saying that they are bad people or evil, but instead misguided and wrong. This is not a call to hurt anyone, but a call to open up people's eyes if they so wish. It is also a rejection of capitalism, not capital, and Marxist ideologies. In another video I will expand on this more, but essentially they have mistakes in them that are just not consistent with reality. Either way, they are not political systems, but more like an ongoing tragedy. It is Gnostic. It believes in revealed truth, but not in blind faith. It believes in study also, but in a communicable combination with revelation, and that is an ongoing process. It is human, not Irish or Roman. It is not an attempt to build an empire in people's minds. It is about being human, which is essentially the very liberty, not free will, which humanity possesses as its main trait. It is Catholic in that it seeks to travel through the whole. It is not trying to create a utopia of robots, but instead allow people to find the plug for the missing gap in their soul, and that would be themselves. It is not in any way affiliated with the Pope or any authority like that. It seeks communion with all humans, whoever they were made to be, and tries to add the light of knowledgeable revelation to their experiences. It is not something which has dogmatic principles. It does not cost you anything and will not tell you what to do. It is as mystical as you wish it to be, and as instructional as you would like. It seeks to understand and collaborate with humanity, not to mould it into something we imagine to be better, because as humans, we already should know that we have a duty to do that for ourselves.